What's up, Facebook? How's it going? It is going. It's your boy Dave Taggart, the Roof Poppy, your favorite roofer's favorite roofer, and MF CEO here at A5 Roofing and Roofing Underground. Thanks for being with me today. I wanted to take a moment and share a little bit of information with y'all. I had situations this week where we released some content that was mostly in regards to construction excellence, right? The content that we produced specifically was it was about code compliance when it came to the decking on a residential roofing project, and understanding some of the reactions that we got from the content is something that I really want to take a moment and talk about. That's going to be very valuable for roofing contractors, building residential and commercial contractors, and even homeowners too. A little bit enlightening because there's some points that I want to drive home. And first of all, I want to start off by saying today is my 38th birthday. So thank you to everybody that wished me a birthday. My wife got me this pendant a few years ago for Christmas. I had gotten a pendant necklace, and it was a nautical star. And the nautical star at the time meant a lot to me because it reminded me to find my way, if you will, to give me something to look in the future for the future version of me that I was actively chasing down at that time. That nautical star meant a lot to me. And so for 4 years, the last 4 years, I've worn that around my neck, that little gold pendant. And today for my birthday, she gave me a new one. And it was a little pendant with St. Michael on there. And she wrote me a card about St. Michael being a protector of what is good and standing up for what is right and for what is just. And the message that she gave me reminded me that the path that I'm choosing to put myself on and I'm choosing to put my family on, and standing up for what I believe is right is the right thing for me to do. And so it was really good for me to get rid of or to take off the nautical star, the pendant, the nautical star pendant, and put on the one that felt like, okay, this is where I'm at. Like the nautical star led me to where I'm at today, and this is what I'm doing. So sharing this information with you comes from a place of purpose and passion for me. So we're gonna get right into that today. So we're gonna talk about winning in 2024, and here are some things that I feel like contractors and entrepreneurs as a whole understand this. This doesn't for contractors. Entrepreneurs have an obligation to run successful businesses. That's not a surprise. That's not something that businesses win and bad businesses don't, right? Eventually they go out of business. That's what happens to poorly managed quality businesses. They go out of business. It's what happens. Um, we don't want that obviously to happen in our business, and so we have to pay attention to the things that make us successful. Going around, you can say anything you want to and expect or demand that people believe it to be so. You can stand in front of a Lamborghini and pretend to be a social media guru. You can fake the funk and get fucking millions of followers because they believe some story about you that doesn't even fucking exist, right? Like you haven't accomplished the things that you're saying that you've accomplished. And so you're getting all this shit. Anybody can be a business. Any business can blow up. It's very easy in today's day and age to build something that a lot of people can be exposed to, whether it's the right shit or not. And so you want to be sure that when people are seeing you, that they're getting the most authentic version of you. They're getting the most well-rounded, educated, assembled machine of an entrepreneur, of a roofing contractor that you can possibly provide them. And this is what's going to set you apart from your competition. Okay. I'm only speaking this because this is the path that we've been on for the last 2 years and some change that we've been running this business, is to find ways that we are different and then vocalize those differences to our target audience. And it has worked very, very well for us. So understanding all these things is super important. First one, we're going to talk about your trade skill knowledge, right? How much do you actually know about your industry? What are you doing to further your education inside of your trade skill? If you're roofing contractors, if you're a sales guy, you should know more than just the product knowledge and the warranty. You should know more than how many nails per shingle you're supposed to install. You should have the construction knowledge, and you're not going to get the expertise. This comes in a long time. There's a difference between having wisdom, which is the application of the knowledge, and being smart, having knowledge, right? In construction specifically, the more you learn, the more you understand how all these different parts of the building code and construction methodology, how they're all mixed and connected at different ways and different forms, right? You learn to apply and solve problems the right way. So the more product knowledge you have, good, great. But the more construction and the practical application of the product that you have, the more you become a subject matter expert, the more you can answer questions without bullshitting people. If you're a financial advisor, your job is to provide the best financial advice you can. And if you're not constantly um, updating your product knowledge or your skill set in developing the financial knowledge in order to give practical and good fucking advice, you're doing a disservice to your customers. If you're a real estate agent and you are not actively involved in your local real estate market to where you're hosting open houses and you're networking with other homeowners and people associated with developments and homeowners associations and getting all these different referral networks built, right? Because you're not investing your time to get into your industry and really understand what's driving the local market, what people are buying, what they're not buying, what's selling, what's not selling, right? You're doing your clients a disservice. I don't give a shit if you flip hamburgers. Okay. If you don't focus your fucking ass on learning how to be the best hamburger flipping motherfucker you can be while you're back there with your 67 seconds flipping that burger, you need to do that shit like it owes you money, right? Do your job and learn your trade craft. Contractors, especially with roofing contractors, you got to understand how to solve one particular thing. We have an issue, not an issue. We have another upcoming presidential shingle install, and we're doing this. We got USAA to pay for the decking on this customer's roof with product knowledge and with industry and construction knowledge, right? Understanding the code applications and how the residential code requires us as contractors to install things according to the manufacturer's instructions and the provisions of the code. We can't pick and choose. One is more restrictive than the other, but we have to abide by both. And so understanding this kind of things, this is what gives you the expertise in your field. If you don't understand this stuff, you need to invest your time wisely and get into the rooms and the places where the people that you are associating with are sharing this knowledge and this information with you, or you need to go through programs. The International Code Council has a bunch of them. You can actually get a certification from the Industry Code Council when it comes to residential building. You can get a national certification that says you know what you're talking about. Something you might want to think about, guys. Something you might want to spend 5 fucking minutes and invest a little bit of time and go watch some YouTube videos and learn how to be better contractors, because the industry that you're in needs you to have a standout business that does the right thing and builds shit the right way and does this stuff time and time and time again. So building codes, roofing materials, all these things, how they go together, understand this is not something that's stagnant, and a building code changes. Every city adopts a new version of the residential building code about every 3 or 4 years. They produce a new version of it about every year or two. I can't remember. I think it's 2 years. And then the cities, the ordinances, the local municipalities adopt these things every so number of years when the city board meets together and they decide to improve the minimum building standards. We don't call it code. I don't like to call it the code. I like to call it the minimum building standards, because that's what it is. It shall be at least this, or assembled with at least this grade of lumber or this grade of material or this many fasteners at this depth. There's provisions that require different things inside that code. So understanding your trade craft and expanding your knowledge in your product, in your market, in your skill sets is extremely important, because anybody can pretend to be a knowledgeable and a reputable builder, but very few people can actually execute on that time and time again and display that. So when you can, you're going to drive the favor. It's just eventually it's going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't listen to these people that are telling you that if you go take their fucking class, they'll give you all the secrets to the bullshit, and check their fucking resumes. Chances are they haven't done what you're trying to do. So expand your skill sets and get the information from the right places. Number two, branding. I am a huge proponent of branding. If you're a sales guy, this may be a hot take, right? So business owners, don't kill me here. But if you're a sales guy, you have an obligation to stand out amongst all the other salespeople. If you're doing roofing sales specifically, this is what I know. If you're doing medical advice sales, if you're doing parts and widgets, you sell fucking paperclip holders. I don't care what it is. You have to figure out what you do differently that it garners the attention of the marketplace. And with us, the branding is the most effective way that we have found to speak the message that we are trying to speak. It's done in your coloring. It's done in making the logo the same color across multiple different mediums, right? Your pens, your contingency agreements, your contracts, your shirts, your hats, your business cards, your door hangers, your everything else. All the colors are the same. The fonts are the same. The brand is synonymous in different mediums, and this drives a lot of consumer buying power, right? If Coca-Cola had 15 variations of a Coca-Cola red and white logo, it would be hard to recognize, consistently recognize. And so your branding needs to be on point. It needs to be the same, and it needs to be all over the place. But even further than that, right? Your brand is speaking what you are, who you are, what you believe in, what separates you from the rest of the people. And so living your brand. This goes back to what Jake told me, a great piece of advice. People don't want to see you live they don't want to hear you speak a sermon. They want to see you live one. And you have to live and breathe your brand. If your brand is identified by words like legacy and excellence and culture and service and integrity, to live these things. Understand this. Living it means it's visible in your daily life and business, and it's visible outside of your daily life. The people that aren't on social media see this. Okay. Everybody posts the highlight reels. Facebook gets the highlight reels. Every person that posts something on Facebook has looked at the picture a few times and decided whether or not, do I want to share this? Do I not want to share this? Do I want to post this video? Do I not want to post this video? So we only see the best shit that people have to deliver. What are people saying about you outside of that? Right? Do they know what you are about? Do they know what you stand for? Are you that person inside of your community, or are you just that person when you're in front of a camera? Do you stand up for what is right, and can people tell that if something goes wrong, you're going to solve the problems? You're living your life. This is extremely important, especially in today's society. Especially in today's society. In my brand, I want people to know that we believe in America. I want my customers to know that we believe in right and we believe in wrong, and we believe in accountability and owning for your mistakes, and we believe in pursuing excellence in what we do. And we want our customers to know where we draw the line, because that's who we are. It's not fake. It's not a thing that we put out and we hope, oh, I hope our customers really like if we say this. Let's not upset people, and let's say this. And that's not what we're going to do. We're going to be the same people We're going to be that person consistently, and we're going to make sure that the message is absolutely clear. And we want that. In our brand messaging, we use words like unparalleled construction excellence. And that is a term that we put on multiple different mediums because we want people to know we're not going to be outdone. We have a pursuit of construction excellence. It never stops. This is who we are. We are always trying to get better at our business, at running our business, at building our company, at creating the leaders inside of our business that turn around and pour positive impact back inside the communities that they service. This is the mission, and this is what we do. And we do everything we can to speak that to our customers. We want them to know what separates us from everybody else. We want them to know that the same integrity and tenacity that we bring to our business every day, we wake up and we choose to be entrepreneurs and we choose to be independent contractors and we go out there and we fight for our piece of the American dream. We want people to know that same drive and that same integrity that we bring to the job, we bring to the table for them when it comes to their product or their service. This is the way. This is what we do. And it's very important for people to be able to know that about you. They have to figure that out. And it's also important to use colors that people like. This is all goes into the dialogue or the language of your ideal customer. From the font styles to the colors, these things have to speak the same language, if you will. You can't use an over aggressive font style and super bright neon colors and have a very passive, soft, low tone message. It's not going to hit the same, right? You can't. You just can't do that. So building a strong brand, elevating your business, getting again back up to the top, certifications, going right back to topic one, construction excellence and building your tradecraft knowledge, becoming parts of organizations that apply that give you certifications in your industry. This can be a part of your branding that you can share with your customers and say, hey, we're different. This is what this is, and here's why. Here are the things that make us different. This can all be inside of your leveraging that you use inside of your marketing. If you want to win, you have to speak louder than the next person. Branding helps you do that. Because the last thing I think is probably the most important, at least from being a salesperson, right? An entrepreneur, if you will, a guy inside of a business. You have to want to do incredible shit. If you want above average results in life, you have to be willing to do extraordinary things. You have to be willing to take risks. When an opportunity arises in business, the guy that waits the longest to pull the trigger usually loses that opportunity, right? In roofing sales and door-to-door sales, we are oftentimes out in communities and out in neighborhoods right after hailstorms or tornadoes hit, and we're there. We don't want to be salespeople, we want to be problem solvers. So we jump out with chainsaws and tarps and bottled water and first aid equipment and food and blankets and whatever we can bring, right? And then we services, my expertise, my knowledge, my wisdom. Here's what you should do. Right? This is the way to protect yourself from not having to deal with unnecessary issues in your loss. It's a bad time right now, but listen, your roof's gone and your living room has 2 foot of water in it. Okay. The last thing you want to do is take care of this. Guys like us are here. We deal with these things all day long. We'd love to be of service to you. Right? This is a part of that. Building a winning team. If you're going to survive in 2024, the people inside of your organization, the ones that are out there on the ground hustling and doing, that are taking advantage of the opportunity, they're striking when the iron's hot. These guys are the lifeblood of your organization. The sales guys inside of a roofing company provide for the heart, the business, to pump. Same thing in food service. Many years ago, I had 2 jobs. I was working at Papado's bussing tables at night, and in the daytime, I worked at. I just moved to Texas. I needed a job. My electrical license wasn't transferred transferred over. I didn't have one in Texas yet, so I needed a job. I worked two of them before I had kids. I noticed that the front of house and the back of house setup and how the managers kind of worked together. Um, but you never really paid attention to the bussers, which is what tables. I was bussing the tables. And so paying attention to the team that's cleaning up the tables and allowing the wait staff more people having higher turnover inside of the restaurant sells more plates, was an important thing that was really overlooked because there was nobody really wanted to bust a table. That wasn't what you were there for. You were there to make your little $7, $9 an hour and, sweep and mop the floors, right? But finding a way to build a winning team inside of that to support the culture and the mission and the branding and everything is super important. It's extremely important, folks. What I kind of want to focus on is how building that team inside of your business is done by your efforts in branding and sharing your message and sharing with people who you are. Nobody, people, number one, people have to want to fucking work at your business. They have to want to work there. For a lot of people, the money is not enough. I know a lot of people that have passed job opportunities that maybe paid good but didn't have as much room for advancement. And I've known people that have had jobs that maybe didn't pay so good, but they were on the stepping stone to the job that they wanted. It wasn't the job they wanted; it was just the one that they needed right now. And so we have different people coming from different places, all wanting to do something extremely extraordinary in life, and they need to be supported in their endeavors. So they have to want to work where you're at. They have to want to work for your business. What are you doing? Work at? Are they inspired by you in any way, shape, or form? Do they have anything to be inspired by? I was sitting here in my office um, about 2 hours ago, and I had just cleaned up the dirt bike that was in the house fire. And one of our team guys, Dave, rode with me over to the car wash where we took the dirt bike and we sprayed it all down and we scrubbed it and degreased her and everything else. It was all covered in soot and ash, and we were replacing a throttle cable. And I came back here. I've got my jet skis over here at the front of the office, and now I've got my dirt bike sitting over there on the jack stand next to it, and the epoxy floors. When I was a kid, I'm 38 now. 22 years ago, I was sitting in a boys' home, and we would watch sometimes um, like Fantasy Factory with Rob Dyrdek, and I thought how cool it would be to have a life where your office was a warehouse and it had, office and work stuff was happening, and you were building something great. But you had your toys and shit there too. And it was just like, like your man cave, and it was your office place, and it was, cool. And you felt inspired by it. And there was just high energy and everything else. And I pulled back in and I looked around and I was like, man, this is really cool. This is like my own little fantasy factory here. And we get to build incredible things, and we get to build incredible people, and we get to do all kinds of fun, uh, incredible things in life as a result of what we're building here. And it's pretty cool to see 22 years later, here we are. Pretty cool. I'm, I'm pretty proud of that. And I hope that inspires somebody else. I hope somebody else looks at this and says, damn, dude, you know, you figured this, you got this far, you did this much, and it took you 4 years, and you're a dummy. Yeah. Right. If I can become a successful entrepreneur and figure out things in my world, in my industry that make me better, separate me from other people, dude, anybody can do that. If I can figure out and I can do something that's going to help me succeed in my mission to build a successful contracting company, Why can't you figure out how to build yourself into a successful real estate agent? It's bullshit. You can. You absolutely can. You just have to want to. You have to be willing to take care of that opportunity or strike when that opportunity exists. And for a lot of people, they don't do it because they're just simply not fucking inspired. And that's a big problem because people need to be inspired. They need to have something to aspire to. So what are you doing inside of your business or your brand or even in your personal life to inspire people to want to work with you? What is it about your company that does that? How do you support those people? We have a thing here where we don't like to just make people successful entrepreneurs and pay them a bunch of money for what they do. I love paying people a bunch of money for what they do. They kill it. They earn it. You eat what you kill in this industry in commission-based sales. And these guys absolutely kill it. And so I love paying them a money, but I like teaching them how to keep that money and not have to give so much of it to the federal government. Because again, pro-America, and that means the people, not the, just don't shoot the messenger. It's just how I feel. I want my guys to learn the tax code and to have the financial advice given to them by the people that are also guiding us so that we're making smart financial decisions with the money we're making. It's not enough to put somebody in an industry and change their fucking life and give them a six-figure income if you're not going to teach them the basic shit on what to do with the money after you've made it. The game doesn't stop there. The game doesn't stop at, oh shit, I made six figures. Woo, what do we do? And this time you try to figure out how you're going to keep more of it instead of giving Uncle Sam $38,000 of it. We got to figure out how to lower that down so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor more. And you can use that to leverage it in other situations and make more money or make more income off of it. Teaching these guys how to do that shit is super important. What are you doing to build the entrepreneurs inside of your business? Are you? Or are you just treating them like fucking employees and sending them out and telling them, hey, we'll see you later. Back when you got a contract signed, what kind of dumbass shit is that? You have to support the people inside of your business. They have to know that you're going to have their fucking back too. They have to know that when push comes to shove, you're going to support them. Even if they make the wrong decision, your teammates, let me say this for you, business owners, your guys are going to make the wrong call. They're going to make some decisions that you wish to God they hadn't fucking made. It's going to happen. Chew their ass out all you want to about it, but you have to understand that people are going to make mistakes. It's a part of the learning process, and you have to empower them to make those key critical decisions. As long as it's not going to, be super detrimental to the company. We're talking about problem solving in construction and providing a product and a service and getting that service out the door to the consumer in a timely fashion. This requires thinking outside of the box. This goes back to topic one. Are your sales guys knowledgeable enough to have the wisdom to know how to apply the knowledge that they've been given with the insurance process and contracting law? Construction law, minimum building standards. Have you given them the fucking resources that they need to be successful problem solvers inside of your company? That's one way you can support them. And that's how you can support. People want to work with a company that supports the people that are inside of it. Plain and simple. I had a guy ask me the other day, we were in a conversation and we were talking about some of the sales staff and people, coming and going, turnover rates and things like that. And we were in the truck and we were doing a ride along. And he said to me, you have a lot of people leave the company. No, he said, you have a lot of people. Do you have a lot of people quit on the company? And I said, man, can I be honest with you about something? I said, yeah. And I said, this business, and especially this company, it's not for everybody. Right? I'm just going to be honest. It's not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. Our business, our standards, our core values, not for everybody. The honest truth is people usually quit on themselves long before they quit on their employers, man. And people usually quit on themselves when they don't feel inspired. They don't feel empowered. They don't feel like they're on a path that's going to elevate them or get them to where they want to go. This is when people usually quit on themselves and they say, man, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I need to go do something else. Maybe I should just go back to, being a mechanic or whatever. Dude, in an entrepreneur role as a salesperson in a company, as somebody that's doing that kind of work, is not always going to be fun. It's going to be hard. You're going to learn shit the hard way. Sometimes you're going to have to learn how to connect different problems that aren't even a part of the same job. And what you learn from one aspect, you have to learn to turn it around, flip it on its head, and apply it to solve another fucking problem. 6 months later on a completely different house, you're like, oh, I remember this from Jolene Miller's build, right? To think outside of the box. But is your company and your organization empowering you to think like that? If you're not empowering your guys to think like that and taking them to educational events where they can learn more things, what are you doing? They're going to quit on themselves. Then they're going to turn around and quit on you as a business. I will hire them. Please let me be very clear with salespeople in the roofing industry. If you want to learn how workflow management and efficiencies are applied so you can make your money faster, if you want to learn how to gain more construction knowledge so you're more credible in the marketplace when it comes to your experience and your expertise in the knowledge and the assembly of the roofing systems, come here. Come here. If you want to learn, hey, these guys are going to teach me how to build a brand inside of their business because there's room for elevation and acceleration inside A5, and we want to go there, and I could just be a sales guy here, but I could build a life and a part of a company that's only growing 130% a year for the last 2 fucking years. That's where I want to go. Come here. If that's what you want. Again, I'm just living my brand, bro. My job, don't be mad at me. My motherfucking job is to change lives out here. So please, if you're not feeling that, if that's not what's happening to you where you're at and you're in San Antonio or Austin, you come here. My whole mission, the whole vision that we have for the company rests on our ability to create leaders inside of our business that drive impact way beyond the motherfucking rooftop, dude. That's my goal. Is to find guys that were like me 5 years ago, making $35,000 a year and living paycheck to fucking paycheck, man. Living Friday to Friday and eating peas and carrots. My job is to help that person read you, bro. Let me show you what we did. Let me show you how we did it here. Let me show you the process that we've created, and we've been able to replicate these results with individuals willing to come in and put in the fucking work, and we will believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself. And we will not fucking quit on you. Because people don't quit on their employers. They quit on themselves first. So what are you doing to build a team, a family inside of your organization? What is your culture like when the boss is gone? That's a conversation you need to have with yourself. If you're going to set yourself apart and you're going to win as a roofer in 2024, I'm telling you right now, winning in 2024, number one, be smarter, be better, be more educated, have more skill, more sharpened, honed, and precise surgical skill in your trade craft than the fucking next guy. Always pursue the education in your trade craft. Number two, establish a brand and figure out who the fuck you are, and then live and breathe that message in everything you do. And understand the minute that you waver in that position, there will be somebody there waiting for you to do that shit so they can say, got you. Crabs in a fucking bucket, bro. It's going to happen. Build your brand and speak your message, and make sure that that message is clear and people deserve to know what you stand for. People want to do business with companies that put Americans first. I'm not talking about fucking color. I'm talking about nationality. You live here in the United States. You're an American. I believe in you. I love you. I want to help you. I don't give a shit where you came from or who you are or anything of that nature. Doesn't fucking matter, dude. But people need to understand that your business has core values that you will live and die by. And the marketplace deserves to know who you are. And number 3, you have to build a winning team behind that brand. You have to use your brand to support that winning team. And you have to use your knowledge, your skills, and your experience to pour into that winning team so you can duplicate yourself over and over and over again, making good hiring decisions, having an outlined training process to get these guys the knowledge and experience they need to fast track their success so it's not 6 months later they're getting a commission check. It's 16 days. It's 26 days. What are you doing to develop your customer experience where you can fast track the project workflow and get things done in a more expedient process by utilizing software stacks and technology and credit card processing? I know so many guys out here running around doing business, still sending shit. What do you call it? Not even using credit card processing. They're just sending Cash App. You know, a dude that can take a credit card, a dude that can offer a customer financing on a project with a low monthly payment of $138 for 12 months with zero, the guy that's still sending Venmo receipts to people. Do you know why? Because he's utilizing the shit that's available to him to make his customer experience even better. So what are you doing to gain more knowledge and how to build that process inside of your company? Or are you just carbon copy and paper away as a contractor and writing warranties, 10-year workmanship warranty on a sheet of fucking paper? Is that what you're doing? It's 2024, dude. Let's go. We got to grow the fuck up. We got cell phones that work. Most of us do, except for you AT&T customers. Y'all got hacked by China yesterday. Us Verizon dudes, we're living in the digital age still. We still got communication networks and stuff, right? We got all Verizon customers, man. All of us started looking around when all you guys stopped answering your cell phones yesterday for a few out of the fucking earth at 3:00 in the morning over here. So I don't know if solar flares make sense to you guys, but it sounds like too many people try to get on the same website at one time and things kind of crash down on its own. But again, this is where I stand. It is who I am. It's a part of my brand messaging. You don't have to like it. It's okay. You know who doesn't like it? Haters don't like it. Your competition doesn't like it. When you speak your message and you speak your brand and you live who you are, the competition doesn't like that, because chances are and they can't fucking stand it because they have to wake up and pretend to be the same person over and over and over again. But when you present yourself in your business to your marketplace authentically, and what you believe and what you stand for, you don't have to wake up every day and wonder, what do I need to say? You say the exact thing you've already said. Be the same person, in and out. Be the same person. And this is it. So if you want to win, you don't have to take my advice. By all means, you don't have to take my advice. I suggest you do take my advice, because I'm trying to take all the advice from the people that I know that are winning at a very high level. And yet, they hadn't been wrong yet. So, your boy Dave, the Roof Poppy, your favorite roofer's favorite roofer. I appreciate you jamming out with me tonight. I definitely appreciate you sitting here with me while we chop it up on this edition of Roofing Underground. Thank you for being with us. We've got some plans here at A5 Roofing. And the things that we're doing, again, just to go back to the beginning, the things that we're doing to build our company, and create a place where employees can come to excel from all walks of life and all backgrounds. And I'm talking about people that have zero construction experience, getting into the construction industry. I want to highly encourage folks out there right now in their life that are not taking advantage of rare opportunities in 2024 to find a way to take advantage of opportunities. Think outside the box. I have a feeling that life may continue to change for us, just as it has over the last 4 years. And I think that knowing that life and technology are changing and people can actually make millions of dollars a year with advertising spends on their YouTube channels, this is a real possibility. So life has changed for us. In the last 4 years, so many things have changed about the way that we live our lives as humans, and they're going to continue to change. And they may get worse, they may get better. But I think that learning to take advantage of opportunities and think outside of the box in order to provide additional income is extremely important right now. Because if something doesn't change, we're going to need something to barter, man. You guys with gold and silver at home, y'all are going to be tucked up with your ARs and sitting at home and minding your P's and Q's and trying to live a nice, peaceful life out there in the holler, dude, up there in the Appalachian Mountains and shit down here in Texas. Life may change for us. You never know. It may get really, really weird over the next couple of years. It may not. I don't know. But what I want to know is what I do know is that we are actively positioning ourselves inside of our communities, inside of our industry, and inside of this economy to win and to succeed and to build people's lives with the time that we have been given in order for us to do it. And this is what we're setting out to do. So I highly encourage everybody else that's watching to find ways to take advantage of opportunities that exist, not just for yourself. You do it for your family, you do it for your kids, you do it because, you know, somebody when you were in high school told you couldn't do some shit. Do it for whatever you want to, whatever reason you come up with. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you take advantage of the time that you're given, that you do something, find something you stand for and pursue it passionately. If it's your business, let it be your business. If it's not your business, if it's a hobby or if it's a trade, or if it's you like to make epoxy tables in your spare time, learn how to do that in a business. Learn how to build a business around that. But you can make more money doing that than you can working at Home Depot. I promise you that much. It's your boy, Dave. I appreciate you jamming out with me tonight. Your favorite roofer's favorite roofer, live from the A5 Roofing headquarters. We will see you guys later.